Hi guys, well let's try this again. As I told you earlier on our Zoom call today when I videotaped this the last time, everything turned out backwards. So hopefully I have the settings correct on my phone now and it'll turn out okay. So, couple things. I am super nervous about being videotaped because this is not normal for me. So just as I always tell you at school, we always have to give each other grace. So give me a little bit of grace because I may mess up. And just as I told you the first day of school, if you remember way back when, that I told you then I wasn't perfect. I don't expect you to be perfect. So if I make a mistake today, I'm just going to keep rolling with it and we're just going to keep going. So just so you know kind of how things are going to be. So today I'm going to talk to you about teaching you elapsed time on a number line. There is a BrainPop video on my Google slideshow that has a video to teach you this as well, and please feel free to take the easy quiz this week, and then I'm going to teach elapsed time again next week, so maybe watch it again next week and then take the hard quiz next week. And so also on my Google slide for my math slide where this video should be found is going to have two links to two worksheets from Super Teacher Worksheets that will take you right to their website to just that one worksheet. And the first two examples, or the first example from each worksheet, are here on my whiteboard. So I am going to teach those first examples to you. Mrs. Bisley and I like to teach elapsed time using a number line because then it's spelled out for you and it's easy to see visually, so then you can see what you have and how you got from point A to point B. So let's get started. So the first example on your worksheet says we're starting at 1:30 and we have to go to 3 o'clock. The first step when you are solving a problem with elapsed time, the first step that we like to focus on is getting to the next hour. So we're starting at 1:30 on this little board, on my little clock board, just like the 1:30 up here in my timeline. And what we want to do is we want to get to the next hour. So if it's 1:30, if we add 1 to the 1 plus 1 is 2. So we want to get to 2 o'clock. So we're going to count by 5s from 1:30 until we get to 2 o'clock. So starting at the 6, we're going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So we went 30 minutes and we arrived at 2 o'clock. Okay, so that's what we did using this little board. So now we're going to put that on our timeline. So we went from 1:30, we had a 30-minute hop. So that's 30 minutes that we have gone so far on our journey towards 3 o'clock. And so 1:30 plus 30 minutes was 2 o'clock. So now we are at 2 o'clock. And as if you were sitting here in front of me, I would ask you, are we there yet? Well, no, we're not there yet. We have to get to 3 o'clock. But now it's easy to jump from 2 o'clock to 3 o'clock because we're on the hour. So now, to go from 2 o'clock to 3 o'clock, as we said here, we just add 1. So we're going to add 2 plus 1, which would be 1 hour. So we're going to make a bigger hump this time because this is a half an hour, and an hour is twice as big. So our hump should be twice as big. So we've gone 1 more hour. Well, 1 plus 2 is 3. So now we are at 3 o'clock. Are we there yet? Yes, we're there. So we're exactly where we need to be. So now we need to add up how many hours and how many minutes it took us to go on that journey from 1:30 till 3 o'clock. So let's look at the hours first. We have 1 hour, and then we add up our minutes, 30 minutes. So there's 1 hour and 30 minutes between 1:30 and 3 o'clock. So now looking at the second activity, we're going to start at 2:35 and move to 4:10. This one's a little harder. This is the second worksheet, but this is the first example on there. This one's a little harder because we're going to end somewhere that's not on the hour or the half hour. We're going to have a smaller hop there at the end. So let me get my board set up. I have our first one starting at 2:35, but I need to fix this one so it says 4:10. So I'm going to set this one up to say 4:10 because that's where we have to end. And I'm going to show you how we're going to do our little hop at the end to make it to 4:10. So there's the end one. All right, so now we're going to start at 2:35 and we have to work towards 4:10. So starting on our clock, our small clock board again, I have the clock set at 2:35 and we want to get to the next hour. So again, we're going to add 1 to the hour number. So 2 plus 1 is 3. You got it. So we want to get to 3 o'clock. So let's count by 5s to get to 3 o'clock. Starting with the 7. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. It took us 25 minutes to get to 3 o'clock. All right, so now let's record that on our timeline. So we have a 25-minute hump. So 25 minutes. What time did we say we were now? Oh yeah, we're at 3 o'clock. That's right. So now we're at 3 o'clock. Are we there yet? No, you're right, we're not there yet. So, but because we're on the hour, let's take an hour hop. So if we have an hour hop, what time will it be now? We have 3 o'clock, 3 plus 1 hour, so 3 plus 1 is, yep, 4 o'clock. So now we're at 4 o'clock. Are we there yet? Not quite. We have a little bit further to go yet. So we need to get to 4:10. So we have to go from 4 o'clock to 4:10. And some of you can probably just say it in your mind, I know that's just 10 minutes. Well, if you're not sure how to get that 10 minutes, I'm going to show you how. So our clock says 4 o'clock, or 4:10, excuse me, that's the end time. But right now we're at 4 o'clock on our timeline. So if we put in another line, whoa, that was a crooked line. Let's try that again. There's one of those mistakes I told you about. There, so the black line represents 4 o'clock. So now we're going to count by 5s until we get to 4:10. So 5, 10. 10 minutes it took us to get to 4:10. So how much did we have to make a hop for? 10 minutes, that's right. So now we have to add a 10-minute hop to our timeline. It's going to be a little hop because it's only 10 minutes. So 10 minutes. So now, oh, what time is it? You got it, 4:10, we're there. We have arrived. We have arrived at our end time of 4:10. But are we finished yet? No, we're not quite finished yet. We have to add up our hours and our minutes. Well, we only have 1 hour, so that's pretty simple. So we have 1 hour. But we have to add up all of our minutes. So we have to add 25 plus 10. I'm just going to add it right here. 25 plus 10. 5 plus 0 is 5. 2 plus 1 is 3. So our total is 35. So when we added 25 minutes plus 10 minutes, we get a total of 35 minutes. So our journey from 2:35 till 4:10 took us 1 hour and 35 minutes. Next week, well, this week's worksheets have timelines for every problem that you're going to solve. I like the timelines because I think it gives you that visual representation of each step that you take. So I'm hoping that you'll be able to work through these pretty easily on your own. And if not, just have mom or dad give me a message through class tag. We could always do a Zoom call and I could teach you on the spot. So if you're stuck, don't panic. It's okay. Just like at school, I would be floating around the room, coming to your table and helping you out, or calling you back to the kidney table. We'll be working in our small groups, different groups that we always do. So same thing applies here. I'm always available to you. Now, next week, we're going to still do elapsed time, but the worksheets are going to be a little bit different. They're going to give you the start time and the end time, but they don't give you the timeline. So I just want you to get a piece of paper out to put the timeline on. I'm still going to expect you to do the timeline, and I'm still going to do the timeline in my lesson when I teach you next week. So it's always a sure way to get your answer. It's a good strategy. It's always a positive strategy to help you get your answer for your math problems. And it also, remember I'm always asking you to give me the proof? Here's the proof. This is the proof that you got your answer correct, and it shows me exactly how you did it. So I hope you enjoyed this lesson. We managed to get through it. Hopefully it's not backwards this time, so I can put it on the Google slideshow. I miss you all. I hope you guys have a good week, and I will see you next week on our on our Zoom call. So I will see you then. Talk to you later. Bye.